पहेलियों में उलझे हम, ख्वाहिशों की पहेलियों में उलझे हम, अब क्या है खुशी और क्या है गम। तुम्हारी पहेली तो बेगाने हम कभी सुलझा ना पाए, अब तकदीर के दस्तूर से उलझकर बस ये वक्त गुजर जाए। ये कुछ और है। तकदीर तो इतनी नजाकत से लिखी थी हमने कि लगा पूरे होंगे सारे ख्वाब ए सनम। तकदीर तो इतनी नजाकत से लिखी थी हमने कि लगा पूरे होंगे सारे ख्वाब ए सनम, पर जन्नत की भी हकीकत सामने आ ही जाती है, अब लगता है ये कहाँ आ गए हैं हम। चेहरे पर नूर और आंखों में ख्वाब, चेहरे पर नूर और आंखों में ख्वाब, इस दिल के बिखरने का दर्द अब आप क्या जाने जनाब। और अगर अभी वक्त है तो एक इंग्लिश में है और ये थोड़ी थीम से रेलिवेंट है। दिस इज कॉल्ड पोइट्री ऑफ प्रिविलेज, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि हम जो भी पोएम्स अभी बैठ के घरों में लिख रहे हैं, इधर उधर लिख रहे हैं, हमारा बहुत प्रिविलेज है कि हमें लिखने को मिल रहा है। तो दिस इज कॉल्ड पोइट्री ऑफ प्रिविलेज। आई विश आई कुड टेल यू दैट आई एम as unafraid of the current authoritarian regime as the 7-year-old at Shaheen Bagh, openly screaming slogans of Azadi, who has spent the past 2 months sloganeering against fascism, who knows the color saffron as a calf knows to run from the tiger, that it represents danger, that the closer you get to it, the lesser you know and the lesser you see, who knows the Indian constitution like the back of his hand as a survival technique, that he knows wouldn't last him much longer, yet he holds on to it as a sliver of hope. We will color my hands saffron as I raise them in defiance, shouting, "This is in 1984." That I wasn't looking for ways to hide from the Vardi Wale, that I didn't hear that Vardi scream shame in 17 different languages, even louder than the sounds of their revolvers pointed in the wrong directions. That I'm not more afraid of the men in the uniform than the ones with the knives. Yet I still get to walk away with all of my privilege. That this poem isn't more of a poem of privilege than that of protest. You don't need to understand a language to have a conversation of empathy, or to know the look of hatred on a face when you see one, that when most men I know walk, the ground under their feet recoils in disgust from all the hatred they carry around everywhere they go. I wish I could tell you that I'm not afraid of my uncle and his unapologetic loud hatred towards Muslims. That I don't flinch every time he refers to the partition, justifying his stance towards the current politicians, as if I don't know that he needs his religion like an actor needs following, only to stroke his big wild ego. I wish I could say that I didn't see his eyes sparkle when I speak of violence at educational institutions, that I don't hear him justifying students getting beaten up with claims of university-fostered state-sponsored terrorism. That my auntie, who counts the seconds on the clock, waiting for her son to come back home in the evening, is okay with students getting beaten up in the college next to him. That I'm not tired of having conversations with bhakts who go from India is a secular country to I'm okay with treating people of other religions as second-class citizens in less than 3 seconds. From I'm proud of my nation's history for treating all its people so well, so I'm okay with putting X% of the population into detention camps and depriving them of their lives and liberty. How dare you deny this not being Nazi Germany then? I often wonder what kind of music they play to draw out the slogans of Azadi. What kind of shows they watch when the news gets too gory. What sort of biscuits do they prefer to gulp down news of shootings with? And what lotions do they apply to get layers of ignorance on their faces each morning? Bol, ke lab azad hai tere. Speak as your lips are rebels. I wish people would stop hiding behind veils of silence as if their silence isn't their cowardice. Speak up. We're back to December 2019 and government institutions are still trying to hide their cowardice behind layers of difference in opinions. My friends don't have to trade their books for bulletproof vests yet, and internet blackouts are only for Kashmir. When they say freedom of speech and expression, you do not hear the hypocrisy as clearly, and hum dekhenge isn't their biggest fear yet. Run. They put you into buses and detain you without cause. This is what they call democracy, as words of dissent are thrown behind bars. As 151 lawyers gather outside the police stations demanding your release, they look straight into your eyes before looking away. Sometimes I'm afraid of asking my uncle the reason behind his hatred for Muslims. Not because his answer would convince me, but because mine wouldn't change his. The conversations still remain apolitical and most of my relatives still indifferent. Under all the layers of Sanuki, they decide to question why it matters so much to me. So I raise my voice and speak of equality, liberty, democracy, and they look the other way. As if I'm still young and unaware and speaking of issues that require voices so much louder than I could ever be. Thank you.